Now, when you started doing the interviews with firefighters, did they immediately, yeah, here, boss, here's what happened, or did it take a while for them to warm up? And how did you, what was that like?
It took a while.
It took a while.
I alluded earlier to the relationship with the union, and
Yeah.
that seemed to help. But initially, every one of those interviews, there was the uncomfortable 5 or 10 or 15 minutes at the beginning, and I would ask a question, and same thing. We were tape recording, the interview. Doug Lannon was there with us, and that actually really helped bridge the gap, and it put me in a position to where I felt comfortable as things continued to actually take over and start doing the interviews completely on my own. But I would ask a question, and a lot of time it was much like you'd see in a courtroom where the guy would lean over and they're whispering in each other's ears and talking about it. And I think once they, came to the conclusion, hey, we're not trying to paint you in a corner here. We just want to know what happened. Tell us your version of the story.
Yeah.
Through your eyes, what happened. Once we got to that, and they felt like that's really what we wanted, it really opened the door. And I don't know if it was the combination of personalities involved with the people that were actually involved in the incident, that they're just straightforward people and that there's no hidden agenda, or that they felt this great trust with us as things developed. I'm not sure if there was one specific moment or one specific thing that solidified that, but it happened.
Yeah.
And I think we started to build on it from there. And once we got the facts of what happened and started to put the pieces of the puzzle together, I think everybody realized that, okay, we're going down the right road. Let's continue down that path and be honest and upfront with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's worked, to build that trust. And really the biggest piece that solidified that, and I think if we have an incident in the future that we'll know going into, the people will be honest, within 6 or 8 months of this incident happening, Mike was promoted to engineer. And in the past that probably wouldn't have happened. Somebody that was involved in an accident of that magnitude, their career would probably change in a negative manner. And he was promoted without any hesitation whatsoever. And maybe it goes back to what Jeremy talked about before, that we were so naive in this, that we didn't have any preconceived notions. And I think we were an open book, and they were able to see everything, from the beginning. So I think they realized that there wasn't a hidden agenda. Yeah. And maybe some of those guys on the union side that were there providing employee representation are going, okay, we've been down this road before, and these aren't the questions that they asked us before. They truly aren't looking to blame somebody. They do want to know what really happened. So maybe that's what it was. I'm not sure. Yeah.
We had, Scott had brought this up. We had done a previous investigation